What up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Just sharing. Just give me a minute. We're waiting on Nick to join.
I made a video years ago.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Nick to join so we can announce the All Stars. Yeah. Thank you. What up, everybody? Mm-mm. What up? What up? What up? All right.
Can you hear me?
What up, Nick? How you doing?
What's happening, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
A little bit low, but I can hear you.
Hang on 1 second. All right, how about now?
Yeah, a lot better, a lot better.
Okay. I didn't want to have the same issue we had last time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I just found my headset. I'm about to start rocking.
Now, I've had this headset for years. Bought it for Daphne, like during COVID time when she first started working from home.
Mhm.
They're Bluetooth wireless, and she was needing it for like noise canceling or whatever. But
Yeah.
now she don't need them, so I use them. Like I wear them when I cut the grass or whatever I do. I just put them on and go.
Yep. I'm just sharing it to sharing a stream out there.
I got you.
We're almost done. All right. So tell me, as far as overall the district, while people joining in, tell me how as the DM, how was y'all season with the district overall?
From a DM standpoint or just from the team standpoint?
From a DM standpoint.
It was fine. I mean, I had my issues with a couple teams, but it's typical new bowler issues. I got accused of playing favorites, which is going to happen every year when something doesn't go somebody's way. Had an issue, like I'm still kind of catching, back in the comments from like Ray because I rescheduled a stop. I mean, that's the typical stuff that I have to deal with, but it is what it is. But I mean, it wasn't a bad season. We didn't have any issues, as far as, no stops or nothing, things like that. No major conflicts or nothing like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So now since you mentioned it, a season overall, how'd you feel? Because I feel like both of our teams was in the same boat when I was looking at standings. We both pretty much had to climb to the top after slow starts. How do you think as far as your team standpoint, how'd your season go?
No, it was fine. I mean, we only lost 3 stops on the year. Yeah, 3 stops on the year. And they all came in like inside like the first 5 stops, and then we won out.
Right.
We bowled well. We never really had a bad stop as far as like where we really just shit the bed. Like other teams, they would tank and it would be bad. We never had that stop. We were always in like the top 3, 4 on pinfall every stop. Hell, we were high pinfall for most of the season. I actually kept track. I don't know if Casey did it for y'all, but I kept track stop to stop of total pins leaders as a team. We were high overall, like total pinfall, like a running total, like a cumulative total stop after stop. Right. I mean, we were number 1 from like stop 7 on. We had the highest pinfall, and we also had the highest pinfall bowled against us for the.
Oh
I kept
wow.
track of that too. Like opponents' scores,
Right,
the
right, right. No,
total.
that's
Like,
dope.
so we
Yeah.
so we were high. We had the highest scores shot against us all year long too. Um, so like I said, we if you look at it, and I'll get into it when we went to when we were picking the teams or whatever for this 12v12.
Mhm.
Um, I looked at when I ranked and pulled all the averages. The Savages had like we were probably 6 or 7 out of the top 15 averages in the district.
Mm.
Um, so like I said, we bowled really good. Uh, Never really put together like a monster stop where we took like
Right.
38 or something. I think our highest total was like 36 one time at the end of the year, but everything else was like between 28 and 32. So
Okay.
we just staying getting the job done, move on to the next one, get the job done, move on to the next one. That was kind of our
Like,
mentality.
yeah, like you said, pretty much, a lot of our losses did come in the first, like you said, about first five stops, and then after that, I think after that first position round, we kicked it into gear. We knew.
Yeah, I mean, we were already winning before that position. I having in stop 7. We had
Mm.
already won the 2, I think, leading up to that. But um, but yeah, I mean, we just kept on. I mean, we had some tough matchups. We bowled one team 3 times on the season.
Yeah.
The Rampage team, the new team. Um, Oddly enough, they're one of the teams that I had a slight issue with early on. Um, But I mean, they're a tough team. They're very competitive. They were extremely competitive early on because they had some bowlers with a little lower averages that once the games kicked in, then they had to take the higher averages. Then the numbers started to come down a little bit, but they were still pretty competitive. And I mean, they bowled us in the position round for the side. They were tied with us,
Right.
for the district. So, but we said we took care of business in the last stop to win the district. So,
That's big. Congratulations to the Savages.
yeah,
Even
thank
my
you.
first 2 years, y'all have always been a tough team, always. Well, I kind of, learned a lot being in y'all division the first 2 years. Paid attention to how you made lineups, and how you place people with the averages. So I learned a lot from y'all.
Yeah, we had to tweak some things. Losing a few stops early on. Ray says it, and he said it again. And Leonard said the same thing. Like losing early, it doesn't hurt you.
Mm,
You're trying to at this point, you're trying to get a feel for you. The bowlers are getting a feel, things like that. Um, yeah, obviously, we're proving. Like I said, we lost. Like I said, we lost. 3 of the first 5, I think it was, and then we went out. But um, yeah, like I said, we just we had to tweak kind of my mindset. Doesn't always align with like the rest of the team leaders. Um, but my mindset is I don't care what the average is. Put my best bowlers on the floor. I'm gonna
yeah,
trust that we're gonna strike, and you're gonna have to outstrike us.
yeah,
Um, if you look at the teams that's won like the overall the Wilder Cup, the whole thing, the last 3, 4 of the last 5 years, that's bowl they're putting you know high average bowlers across the floor, no matter the pair, and they're just going, all right, we're going to strike. You're going to have to strike with us or strike more. And and it's a good philosophy, in my opinion. You put your best bowlers on the floor. It's based off 240. So if I get a few pins, great.
right, right.
Um, so and I think a lot of people don't. They see the handicap off 240 and don't really do the number crunching, and they put bowlers on the floor that don't quite get there. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
take that all day long. I'm gonna take
I
that all
talk
day
about
long. So.
I talk about that with my team all the time. And all these people that kind of be like, "Oh, I'm a 180, but I can shoot 230 once in a while." If you can shoot 230 on a regular, you'll be averaging 230.
Exactly. Yeah, you can pop off those 230s in your home house in your comfortable league environment where you bowl every week and you see the same people. Yeah, you can bowl 230 there. Cool. But even
Right.
then it's not all the time. It's not reliable. If it was you, like you said, you'd be closer to that 230 number. Uh but yeah, no, I said it's but we tell people up front on our team, and I've told you this before, we're pretty honest and upfront. You join the team, like, look, we have a core that we use. It worked well. We used in those last probably 7, 8 stops, we used the same 6, 7 every time. as long as they were available. If they were available, they were bowling, and we rode with it and until we lost, and we didn't lose. So it worked obviously.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did toward the end. That the like you said, y'all didn't have any big losses, but we had one big loss, and that was contrary. I will say two, but we tied. That was the stop at Lilburn. I'll say that was a
Oh,
big loss, but we ended up tying. But one of the big losses was against that same team, High Caliber. We lost 34-6, and then I had a philosophy, and then like you said, the team leaders was like, "Yo, dog, if you don't get this, we taking this." They just pretty much said, "Your way ain't working. We taking over," and that's what they did.
well,
And,
that's where
and
that you hopefully you pick the right people to be in charge, and you trust
Mhm.
them a little bit, and
Right.
if they see the bowlers more than you do, then you kind of roll with it and go. Like
Yeah.
our big loss was actually to Bufu early on, and we it was 32-8. But we had some unfortunate circumstances come up that like a few of our bowlers that bowl in the building that were going to bowl there, like very good bowlers in it, they weren't able to
Mhm.
make it, so we were having to go with some backups, and it just didn't work out. I mean, it is what it
Right.
is, you know. And I tell people all the time, like a couple of the new teams, they took it real serious, and I think that's part of the reason why I ran into some issues with them. And I told them, I was like, I mean, my attitude, our attitude, as a team is the same. Whether we win, lose, doesn't matter. We wake up Monday morning, we all go to work. It is what it is. Like, it
Right.
doesn't matter to us.
Right.
Uh, and so, it's not that serious to us because we've been doing it a lot longer than most everybody else. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we're trying to win. I mean, we were getting loud and cheering for each other in that position round. But at the end of the day, like we'd have lost, I mean, no big deal. Hey, we'll see y'all next year. It is what
Right.
it
Right.
is.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. It was a tough for a lot of bowlers, but I think at the end, like you said, when winning cures all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it definitely definitely will help you get past some of the mishaps, I guess, that you have along the way. You kind of forget all about those. For us, it doesn't work. Like we don't. We remember, where we kind of, I guess, when we had to, fix things or whatever. Not really fixing. We didn't really have any problems. We just had bowler availability issues in the beginning and kind of picking the right lineups that would work together. And
Right.
for us, average isn't as big a look. We look for bowlers that fit, um,
Mhm.
bowlers that can bowl off of each other as far as like when transition hits, who can move off each other. Is this
Right.
bowler going to mess up this bowler, make it harder for this? That type of thing. That we're looking into that, and where everybody. I don't think many people are doing that.
Right.
Um, but again, it just comes from all of us bowl outside of the UBA. Like we bowl. It's not
Right.
just league and
Y'all
then the
both
UBA.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, we bowl together. We bowl with other stuff. Like I said, it's just we're very very comfortable and familiar with each other. So that helps them. That's a big help.
Now, with the new teams coming,
Yeah.
as a district manager, and you got the floor, what is your advice to the new teams that are coming into the UBA, the fresh ones and let's say also the new players that's coming into the UBA for the first time?
Pay attention. A lot of people that come in, they don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. They're looking for information to be handed to them instead of like trying to do some things on their own. And another thing is like don't put too much pressure on like trying to be successful in year one. Like it's not that, to me, it's not that big a notch on your belt. Ooh, we did this in year one. So what? Whether you do it in year one or year 10, you get the same thing. So it doesn't really mean anything to me. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I
I
like
seen a
that.
I seen a post when Leonard was putting up talking about like belt holders for teams.
Yeah.
And somebody commented on Casey's team is like, we got all this and we're only in year two. And I'm just like, congratulations. So what?
Right.
It is what it is. Like
Right.
to me, it's that it's whatever. Year 10, year two, it doesn't matter. It's whatever.
Right. It's
But
bowling.
like yeah, it's just bowling. Um, and I think for new teams, you also don't hesitate to ask for something. Like if you need help, if I
Mhm.
need, hey, look, I got a question. I'm looking at this. I got a question. Can you help me with this? Or, you know, um, the email addresses to all the people that you need to get in touch with, they're available for a reason. Like they have them on the site for a reason. Use them. A lot of people don't take the time to search the site to find anything. They're just like, oh, I looked this one place, I didn't see it. Well, where else did you look?
Right.
Like I said, what else did you do? It's like I said, it's try to find some things out on your own. But again, if you put forth that effort and you still can't find it, then reach out. Don't just be like, nah, well, shit, I couldn't find it. I guess we'll figure it out on the way. Yes, that's not the best course of action, but like I said, it's a lot. It is a lot of like, I guess like strategy wise, it's a feel thing. You got to learn as you go.
Yes.
But like as far as running the team, if you're a bowler, you know how to put together a solid team, or you have a pretty good idea. A lot of the teams that you see have success early on, they're led by bowlers, like people that bowl. You're not going to find teams that are led by just casual, hobby bowlers that are going to have successful teams. They're not very successful. And that's why you see the teams that finish last in their districts every year. It just is what it is.
Hockey bowlers, that never noticed that, but you yeah, I can see that. People who especially don't even I ain't gonna say no names.
No, you don't have to. You know who they are. Like I say,
Yeah.
everybody knows who they are. They even know who they are.
Right.
It just is what it is. But that's a mindset. Everybody, it's just something else for them to bowl. It's no different than league.
Yeah.
It's just something else for them to bowl, to enjoy hanging out with each other, which is fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's for that's why I tell people like UBA is not that serious. Like people shouldn't take it more serious than it is. And I think that was one of the issues that I had this year with one of the teams. Like when they accused me of cheating, they came out and told me I was cheating. And even when people around that were aware of the situation, they were like, no, that's not how it is. That's not at all how it went down. And they were like, no, they were like, nope, Nick cheated. He tried to help his team. And I was like, and the only issue is the house we came into, they had a pair broke down. So they shifted everybody. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I come in, I put the bowlers where the house tells me to. That's it. I'm at the house's mercy. Well, when we came in, they were like, we're going to work on this pair. We're going to try to get you fixed. You should be good to go. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever you got to do. Don't matter to me. I'll let them know. I'll let them know as soon as I can. And well, then it was like, all right, we got the pair going. Y'all are going to start here. Okay, cool. Well, then the mechanic came back literally like 25 minutes before we was about to start and was like, man, I'm not sure that pair is going to be running like fully. It may not. It may give you 3 games. It may give you 3 frames. We don't know. And I'm like, all right. And he was like, I would much rather you not have to move a pair, and then go to the other end of the building away from your team. And I was like, no, I agree. So they're like, we're going to shift you down. I'm like, okay. So I went and told everybody, hey, look, this is what's going on. Everyone is shifting down. Well, my team was supposed to be on the pairs that were bonus, like 1 through 6. We're on the end pairs. And well, it was 3 and 4 that were broke. So they shifted everybody to start on 5 and 6. Well, they came to me and it was like, why are we moving? I'm like, this is what happened. This is what the house told me to do. He was like, well, every other stop we started here. I said, again, we were slated to start there, but this is what happened. And so I already knew why he was asking. I already knew why. So I came out and asked him, I said, why are you asking me this? Do you think I did it on purpose? Like I moved this on purpose? He's like, yeah, I think you did it on purpose. And I was like, so now I'm defensive. Yeah. So, well, no, my point is like now I guess I was on the defensive because I was like, I've done nothing to make you think I'm going to cheat for my team. I can promise you getting me off of 1 and 2 is not going to be what I do to help my team win. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to do something. If I'm going to make it count, I'm going to make it count. Like we're going to do something that really helps.
But the center already said y'all could like.
It was. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why everybody was like, "It's not up to Nick to do what." I don't dictate where we go. The center does. So I got pissed off, but I didn't like take it out on him. I said, "Look, if you got any questions," I did cuss, and I said, "Go talk to the effing manager. He's right there." And he was like, the guy was like, "You ain't got to cuss at me." And I said, "The manager is right effing there. Go talk to him and ask him." And then I did one even further, and I called the manager, and I said, "Hey, come here. He has a question for you." So then he didn't have, but so then he had to ask the manager. Well, then the manager was a dick. and he didn't make matters any. He didn't make them any better. But at that point, I was done. I would turn around and walk away. He was asking the manager. I turned around and walked away. Like I was done with it. Now I was heated. I was ill because now you done called me a cheater. Like that's not even a job thing. That's just like a attack on me as a person. Right? That's an integrity thing. So like I said, but we got past it. It is what it is. I guess everybody learned something. Now, I guess I don't know. Like I said we got through it. It is what it is. So, but that was kind of early on in the season. It was like stop. I don't know. Maybe stop 6, maybe stop. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, that was really the only issue we had all season. As far as like me running things, that was it. That was outside of the rescheduling thing. But everyone knew about that in October. I gave them 6 months notice. 6 months notice to make arrangements and work it out. 6 months, you shouldn't have any problems.
Right. Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, no.
Upset about that.
Yeah.
Now let me ask, going into this this weekend, if you want to talk about this weekend and promote it. About not this weekend, I'm sorry, next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. Yeah. So it was an idea that I came up with, and I ran it by Casey. Just something different. Something to try and bring a little more eyes, I guess, to the to the UBA as a whole, I guess. And we kind of get, because we are so much further south than like what I call is like the hub for the Southeast UBA. Like we're not in North Carolina, so we kind of get forgotten about Palmetto District and Deep South. So something to kind of keep us, kind of relevant, maybe, or kind of just, hey, let's run an all-star event. So, but to make it worthwhile to everybody, I was like, let's make it a weekend long thing. And my thought process behind it, I was thinking like the MLB All-Star Game or the NBA All-Star Game. They have a weekend long of different events. With baseball, it's the home run derby, it's a celebrity softball, things like that. With basketball, you got a dunk contest, 3-point contest, skills, the young stars, things like that. So that's why we're doing the doubles, the trios, the singles event, that's about what you can do in bowling: single, doubles, trios, and then lead it up to the main event, which is the 12v12. So yeah, action starts on Saturday afternoon. I believe it's 1 o'clock with the doubles, then 5 o'clock. Yep, there it is, 5 o'clock. The trios at night. Everybody loves a trios event. They seem to draw a pretty good crowd. And then the singles event Sunday morning, which I'm surprised. Like I've been getting entries in for a few weeks, and the singles event actually has not drawn near as big of entry that I thought it would. I'm only at like 16, 17 bowlers signed up for the singles, which is but compared to and I've actually got the numbers right here. Compared to the other events, like in the doubles, I've got like 25 teams signed up for the doubles, which isn't bad. And then for the trios, I'm at like 26 teams so far. So like I said, I mean, I can only take 40 trios teams, so we're over halfway to the house. So I mean, it's worthwhile. The 12v12 is, it's free to the bowlers that get selected. That was something me and Casey were trying to make it worth the bowl. Like we didn't want to bowl for like bragging rights. Let's put some money on. let's put some money at stake. I also plan to run like a high game, high set pot. There just so there is some side action there for the 3 games. So it's another way for the bowlers to make money. Even if your team loses, you can still make a little bit of money. But the money that we collected at 50-50 throughout the year from both sides, us, me and her, is together. That's going towards the 12v12. And I'll go ahead and say it that the entry fee for each event is $50 for the singles, doubles, and trios. Lineage is $3. So it's only taking $12 out of that. So at least $38. 35 of it's going to the prize fund. $3 of each from each entry is going towards the 12v12. So like I said, it's going to be even more so. Like I said, that you're going to be bowling for a few $100. So like I said, it's worthwhile. There is a little bit of bragging rights. I mean, if people are into that, but like I said, the biggest thing is they're bowling for a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And you're going to compete with the best from the other
Yeah.
side, or or the best available. I guess not necessarily the best, but it's the best available. The guys that bowl good, at least on my side, it's the guys that bowl good all year.
Yeah. I mean, it's an all-star team. It's an all-star game.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
like I said, it's kind of what you want to see, as a fan. If you're going to sit back and watch, like this would be something that you would want to watch.
Right.
The best from each side going at it, to bowl for a few $100s a piece.
And I love the idea. I love it. I think, like you said, it's different. I think it's something that could attract to other districts
Yeah.
and see how big it can get. I know we have Pro Bowl, but this is just something where people who can't make Battle Bowl all the time, or people who at least think it's in a neutral area or something like that. Something
Right.
easy to get to.
Yeah, I mean, no, most. I would say I'm not gonna say no one, but like I would probably say 80% of the Southeast does not travel to Battle Bowl if they are not bowling it, if their team is not in the finals. The people that do go, they go regardless because it's a vacation for them or whatever. They like going out, drinking, partying, hanging out with people up there, bowl a little bit. They're going to go every year no matter what. But like I said, for the majority of it, it's I'll go if my team makes it. And I'm in that boat too. I've gone to Battle Bowl probably 4 or 5 times. My team bowled in the Brawl Finals once. We went the other few times that we went to bowl. And it's just, man, it's just taxing. It's a long way up there. Most time you're not flying in, up there, and then like I think the closest airport's like in Philly. I think maybe I don't know. I think it's Philly. It's because it's out. It's Newcastle, Delaware, and Wilmington. Like it's not like there's not an airport near there. I don't think. I want to say that was the closest airport. I think so. I could be wrong. Don't quote because I've never flown. We drove up there every year, and it's it's like a 12-hour drive for me. It's even further for anyone coming further south. So, it's just a long haul. Yeah, it's a long haul up there, and then you're bowling most of every day, and then it's that long haul back. And odds are you're probably up late. Friday night, Saturday night. If you go Thursday, you're probably up late Thursday night, Friday night. It's just, man, it's very taxing. But it's not a bad time. I've enjoyed myself just about every time I've gone. I've done like over the years, like I've commentated on things there, commentated with Randy Peterson on Bowl TV for heavyweight matches. I won Unholy out there or up there with Tyrone at Battle Bowl. So we won that in like 2018, I think, maybe. Maybe it's 2019. I don't remember. It's somewhere. Like I said, it was a few years ago. One Unholy up there. So I said it's it's a good time, but it's just a lot. And so this is something that would give bowlers that especially further south is if you're not going to make that trip, well then come do this because it's pretty much the same events outside of like a 5-man event. You're going to have a singles event, a doubles event, and a trios. And I didn't make any scratch events because you're not going to get any entries if you run scratch events on all those. So we just put on a scratch option for each one. Right. So like I said, that option is going to be there, which the scratch side on those things should pay out pretty well. Like I said, it should pay because we'll do it'll be like $10 per person per each event. For the scratch option. So we can run. I haven't talked to Casey, but we'll like when we get to get closer to the date, we can run like a singles option for each event and then like a team scratch option. So there's multiple ways to get a little bit of money. So like I said, it's just something different. I've ran like standalone events like one, but I've never ran like a weekend long. So it's the first for me. So, like I said, and I'm not bowling. I'm bowling one event. That's it. I'll be watching, running the squads, helping out that way. So, and like I said, I think it's be a good time.
Real quick, speaking of Casey, I saw Turner just had back surgery. Get well soon, Turner.
No, it was thyroid neck surgery. He had his thyroid. Surgery. Yeah, it's right there in the front of the neck. We had talked. Like I said, I'm friends with Turner and Casey for a long time, and we hang out outside of bowling. And we knew about his issue back months ago. And so they were looking at the potential of having to have surgery and like months ago, and then it finally, it didn't finally happen. It's a pretty gnarly surgery scar right there. It's a few inches long.
Yeah, I
But
saw that.
yeah,
Get
much
well soon, man.
yeah, get
Praying
well
for you.
soon. Yeah, rest up, man. If you're watching Casey or Turner, if you're watching, yeah, rest up, take it easy, Turner. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, we'll see you when you get healthy. You can come back, but definitely don't rush anything. Take it easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'm glad we was able to jump you so you can get some rest. Um, but so speaking of the All Stars, so now
Yeah.
we have the 12. You have our
Yep.
12
Yep.
available. So what is y'all process when y'all ended up picking the 12? Because I think we told y'all our process. We found we had one representative from each team give
Mhm.
their 12. And then the most common names, if they had 5 or more, they automatically got in, and then we voted on the rest of the names that was in there. It was a pretty
So
smooth process for us.
yeah, so the criteria me and Casey came up with, we treat it like a regular All-Star game, where you have at least one rep from each team. That's an automatic. That is, they're already on the floor. They're in the lineup. They're on the floor. You represent your team. So like that leaves for us. We got one team not participating, unfortunately. So like I had 9 automatic spots. So what my district elected to do, and my reps, they said they were going to take just take the top average from the season, like seasons bold, take the top average from each team. All right, they're already in. Then the remaining 4, I gave them a list of the top 15 performance bowlers, like highest average, basically, that meet the
Mhm.
game requirement. And I said, here, pick your remaining 4. We'll start there. So they elected to just take the next 4 in average. All right. And I said, so we have 13, which is 12 bowlers and 1 sub. It's just like tour stop. So if somebody's bowling bad, you can pull and put someone else in. Um,
Right. Yep, we
so
have some alternates.
yeah. So so we did that. All right. So the next step is, all right, now let's make our 12-man lineup. Uh, so we're going through that process. So then they went through and, I'm having the reps just submit me lineups that they think, and then I will go through and we'll look at it and, see which one makes sense and move on. But
Mhm.
it's pretty easy. If I look at it, treat it the same way that I would treat putting together a lineup for my team. I apply the same logic, and you look to match up. I know all the bowlers. I'm familiar with them. So, but again, I just advise the group. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not picking the team. I just advise them.
Right.
Let them know like, hey, this person bowls well here. Here's the scores that they shot in this building this year. Use this information as you will. Um, so yeah, I mean that's how we did it. We just pretty much just took the top averages. Once we got through like I said, through the top bowlers from each team, the initial 9 or the first 9, I guess we can call it, and then the remaining 4 was just the next 4 averages. I know
Right.
y'all. Casey said y'all were picking like you had like your 6 scratch, 6 handicap, and then you did like 3 alternates from each group. Like we didn't go
Right.
that far. We just like if we committed to the first 13, contacted all of them, asked they're available. If they weren't available, we just went to the next person in line. Like I had a bowler who was he was going to be the representative for his team. He told me today he can't bowl. Okay, so it goes to the next person on his team, not necessarily the next
Mhm.
highest average. So that's how we did it.
So, real quick, before you announce yours, let me go ahead and remind people who was on the Deep South. I guess that's what we're called,
Mhm.
right? Deep South districts
Yep.
um team. So we have we have oh yeah, I can't see the top of it. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so we got Demetrius
Hmm.
Wilcox, we got Josh Randino, Kyle Reinhardt, Tyrone Stevens, Michael Johnson, and Donnie Smith. That was our scratch squad. And then the
Okay.
handicap was Justice Sumter, Brayson Brady, Rodney Johnson, Philip Spalding, Turner Pike, get well soon, and Wesley Reed. And then our alternates on scratch will be Alejandro Lawson, Justin Gibbons, and Richard Raby. And then the handicap alternates will be Cameron Walken, Dwanye, everybody keep calling him Dwayne, Dwanye, Montgomery, and Daniel Dabikowski. So that is ours.
I got
All
you.
right. So without further ado, Nick, let me stop this sharing. All right. Without further ado, if you want to go ahead and announce yours.
Yeah. So we
Do
haven't
you
come
have
up
it
with like
typed out?
the scratch. Nah. Well, I mean, I got a picture of it. I think.
I'm about to say, if you send it to me, I could put it on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, he'll be right back, y'all. He clicked out everything. But yeah, we are currently getting ready to announce as soon as Nick come back. We're getting ready to announce Palmetto District's 12 All-Stars.
All
There
right.
we go.
All right. Did I get it to you?
Hold on, let me. Yep, I see it.
Now that's not the like the pairings or what. Like we haven't like the lineup of where bowlers are going where. That's just our bowlers.
I got you. I got you. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me. Thank you. This little girl being everything. All right, let me. All right. All right, you can go ahead and announce it, and as you're announcing it, I will go ahead and have it on the screen.
Okay, yeah. So we got I'll go ahead and say like that. So I'm gonna start with the first nine, like as they represent their team.
Okay.
Paul Lands from Augusta Rain, Ryan Gooch out of Bufu, Stephen Kahn from Wasted Potential, Darnell Cox from Body Snatchers, Chris Moore, Savages, Kenny from Danny. Um, Jay Booth was the representative from Augusta Rain, but he's not able to make it. It's actually going to be Jacob Short, the next highest on the league. Then it's Dave Owens from the Carolina Rampage, and Adrian Ivory out of the Gatekeeper. So those are the first nine in. They represent their team. The remaining
possibly hold on.
selections was.
I'm sorry, you were lagging terribly. I'm gonna need you to read that again, brother.
Uh-oh. All right. Is this better? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So we got Paul Lance, Ryan Gooch, Stephen Kahn, Darnell Cox, Chris Moore, Kenny Turner. I said JJ Booth was in, but he just texted me that he can't make it. So the next person in for him is Jacob Short. Then it's David Goins, Adrian Ivory, Holton Bradshaw, Destiny Bradshaw, Ken Foy, and Gary Sutton.
Strong
So
team.
those are. Yeah, no, like I said, it's a pretty good team. Like I said, it's just the best bowlers from the district, and you can see that's the averages that we have to use for them. That's the screenshot that I sent to like the committee, I guess the selection committee is what I called them, so they can see what everybody averages, so you can see where you're going to fall or where they're going to fall at. So it's not, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't take rocket science. You can kind of see where the bowlers are going to fall. If you're in the guys in the 220s are probably on a handicap pair. Like I said, the higher 230 averages are going to be on your scratch pair. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, those are our 12. Like I said, I like the 12. I like y'all's 12. I think it's going to be a really, really good match. I think it's going to be competitive. I don't know, I don't know how much like loud or how much shit talking will be, because it's kind of like a fun thing. Like I said, we're not bowling for to win a district or for a prize. It's just bragging rights. So but there should be it should be some sportsmanship, some camaraderie to it.
I think
You
us in
know,
the peanut gallery will be talking trash.
yeah, like I said,
More.
I don't know how many people are going to be in the background watching. Like I said, because like I said, that event in the morning, the singles event, dude, I got like 15 people signed up. So I really don't know how many people are going to be standing around watching. I don't know. But it is what it is. Year one, it may not draw a huge crowd, a
Right.
huge turnout in year one. If we try to do this next year, it could, double in size, blow up, and there, all kinds of people there. It just is what you just never know.
I think it's something that's going to grow because it's not from everybody is in the center.
Right,
Like it's not a big drive for us who's out
right.
here in Atlanta and even
Yeah,
Forest
it's just
Park.
it should just be a
It's
little over an hour and a half or something like that.
yeah.
Nothing to maybe 2 hours tops if you're
I
on the
think some
west
of them,
side.
yeah. I think some of
Um,
them on the south side will have a 2 hour drive, but
yeah, as
like
I
I
said,
said,
the
it's a
west or
yeah.
southwest. If you're southwest of Atlanta, it could take you a little longer. Like for our people, the furthest travel, obviously the Savannah team is going to be,
Oh,
they're going to have a lot longer travel, but they're coming all weekend. They're bowling on
right,
Saturday,
right,
Sunday, and
right,
then so they're making a weekend of that's what I wanted. The teams, the
right.
bowlers that are coming from a little further, let's give you not something to bowl all weekend long. It's
Yeah.
not going to break your bank at $50 an event. Um, so and if you win, I want to say our payout was going to be. I think we decided on. Don't quote. I don't know for 100%. I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was either like 1 in 5, I think, or maybe 1 in 6. I don't know. I'd have to look at it and see. Which is about standard for most events. 1 in 5,
Right.
1 in 6. It's pretty normal. So say you're going to make a little bit of money. We're going to run brackets all weekend, every squad. So like I said, we're gonna it'd be worth your while.
Hmm.
Like I said, to come out and bowl, a few of the events.
Hmm. Somebody want to be on camera so bad,
Ah,
but but yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I know it was fun in the picking process.
yeah,
Um, Getting everybody's opinion and we joked around, but we had a good time on the committee picking everything.
shit, it was
It's going
it was
to
a it
be fun to
was a,
see, fun to watch, and like I said, I
it was
think it's
a
definitely something that will grow.
I hope so. I mean, there's no guarantee we do it. This could be a one and done. I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee it, and say, like I even told Casey, I was like, we'll just play it by ear, see how it goes. We don't even know how the districts are going to align, next season, where the
Right.
teams are going to be. We have no idea what it's going to look like. I know with the new teams coming in, I have an idea that I think would accommodate everyone
Mhm.
for the first time in a few years. Um, and I don't mind saying it on here. So with the teams coming in, it's always been said that to have a district, you need 8 teams. It's been
Right.
that's been a thing. Well, you guys ran with 8 this year,
Mhm.
so and then we had 10. Well, we're getting teams added, uh, like a few teams added. Like it's going to be a good bit. So I think there's actually enough teams in South Carolina to run 2 8-team districts, and just in South Carolina itself.
Oh
And
wow.
then you guys have and that what that would do is we could run it like a South Carolina, like a from 85 corridor,
Hmm.
like 85, and then you run like I-20, which is like Columbia. So like Spartanburg and Columbia. So like if your team is along that 85, so it'd be like there's 2 teams out of Rock Hill, 3 teams out of Spartanburg. So that's 5. Then you have a team out of Greenville. You have your Easley team, and then you have a new team coming out of Wade Hampton. There's your 8. All right, there's 8.
Hmm.
So then in the Columbia area, there's 5 teams out of Columbia. All right, so that makes it easy. There's 5 already there. You have
Right.
2 out of Augusta, 2 out of Augusta. That makes 7, and then you give Savannah to there because Savannah is actually only a couple hours from
Oh,
Columbia.
switch it up.
So
Yeah.
so all right, so there's their 8. All right, so if I take in Deep South, all right, so I took 2 teams from you, Easley and Anderson. Took 2 teams from
Hmm.
you, so it drops you to 6. But you have 2 new teams coming in, so there's your 8.
Yep.
So to me, it makes sense for all parties. For the first time in a few years, all parties involved, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, So, but we haven't even began to discuss district alignment for because it's technically the season tour is not even done because there's still stops coming next weekend for a couple districts. So which is what you don't want to have. Like to me, it doesn't make much. Like I know I get it, it makes sense, but it's just an unfortunate circumstance. Like those districts with 13 teams, they got a split stop every stop. Now they got to run another weekend of bowling. More than everybody else. To me, it doesn't matter. Like if you're bowling, it just sucks that you have another weekend of bowling.
Right.
Like another pro. It just it just sucks because you had to run split stops.
And then not only that, everybody's anxious to see this playoff picture.
It's and I know there was a post about that. It's like why people should be able to see. Like, to me, like everyone is going to know a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
Even if your team is bowling this weekend. And there's still spots that aren't finalized. Like, like my team, even though we get a bye, like, our number, we could go up or down that list depending on, who wins those districts and moves us up or down. So, nothing's finalized. But like I said, we don't pick like lineup availability based off of who we bowl. Like my lineup is set.
Yeah.
We were set. We were set a while back. Like this is who we've been rolling with. This is who we're going to roll with. That's it. No matter where we fall, who we match up against, doesn't matter. This is who we bowling.
I like that.
And so like I seen people's comments like, oh, bowler availability. Man, I said, look, everyone knew when the playoff date was.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been planning to be available months ago.
Yep.
Not
when
like
they announced
today.
I was texting people individually. Like, hey, here's the date for the playoffs. Go ahead and prepare.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you make plans to be there, but if your team if something happens, you don't make it. Okay, now you're free. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it till you get there. No, that's just poor planning on your part, and it shouldn't. Like you shouldn't create an issue on everyone else because you chose not to schedule it to be available. The smart people, I'm gonna plan to be there. I'm gonna plan on my team bowling. Okay, if something would have happened and we wouldn't have made it, all right, so be it. Now I'm free that weekend. It is what it is, But you have a week. They bowl on Sunday. The point totals will be known within the hour of them finishing. You'll know exactly where you fall, and on Sunday to get ready to bowl the next Saturday. Like, how much more time do you need? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's not like you got to. It's not well for y'all. It may be a little different. Y'all may have to come up like Friday night because that's a long haul to have to make in the morning. I mean, it's 2 hours from my house. So like I said, y'all may, you got to come up on Friday, but it's not like you got to spend the entire weekend there. You know what I'm saying? So, but
and I think it was last year. It was some type of construction.
There's always some type of construction. As soon as you get north of Spartanburg, just count on construction.
They had to finish it. No, the reason why I say that because last year, it took us 5 hours to get there.
So it's going to take you that long this time?
No. We put it in the GPS, and it was 3.5.
Like I said, I just went there a couple months ago for Jack's to bowl a youth event up there in Newton, and it was 2 hours and 10 minutes for me.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 because last year, me and Daryl was like, "Yo, wasn't it five last year?" Because it had to be some type of construction or traffic jam or something, but. It's 3.5.
So depending on the route that it takes you, but like once you get north of Spartanburg up until you get to like it's almost to Blacksburg, so it's about a 30-mile stretch. It's it's road construction the entire way, and then once you get at a portion into North Carolina, it's once again I think it's just right around the Charlotte area. Road construction again, but I think you go west before you hit Charlotte to hit into Newton. So but 3.5 is definitely way better than 5. So it's way better.
A lot better. Yeah.
So, but you're still not trying to make that drive at 5 in the morning though to have to go bowl. That is, you're still not trying to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I am. I think I might go to Charlotte. And then drive from there.
Yeah, we did that. We've had to bowl in Federation playoffs just a few weeks ago, and it's like 2 hours from us, I think. But they bowled at like 9 a.m. So we was like, so it'd be there, like 8:30, And I was like, that's leaving the house at like 6:30. Means I got to get up around 5:36. And we was last minute decision. We were just like, fuck it, we'll drive up in the morning. So we made the drive in the morning. I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. But
yeah, I don't know
2
what
hours.
it is about bowling at 8. I can bowl at 9, but at 8 o'clock, I don't know what it is about bowling at 8 o'clock. I don't know what at 9 o'clock, I'm all right. But bowling at 8,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about.
Yeah, I don't like
I
don't like anything before 10. At 10 o'clock is what I need. I just got done bowling like this past weekend in Southeastern. Both my first squads, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, oh, God almighty. Yeah, I don't like
all right,
that.
Nick, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on. Appreciate
Man. I told you anytime when you need some intelligent bowling talk, you can call me. But when you just want to hear nonsense, you can call the other guys.
Well, yeah, I want to like now that I'm working in the pro shop, I want to get a pro shop.
You gonna call that you gonna call that work? Then what you doing? You can't be working none.
Yeah, I'm training.
Trust me, I've been exactly. I said you ain't working none.
Yeah, I'm learning. Look, I'll be looking for something. You want me to resurface this? Okay, I got you.
That ain't work. You just putting it on a Hoss machine and letting it go. That ain't work.
Hey man, somebody got to make sure the pads is wet.
You can't bullshit me, man. You can't bullshit me.
But no,
Gotta get it with one of them other idiots.
I've been learning a lot while I'm in there, and I think we be having a lot of great discussion just about bowling balls and cover stocks and surface and who's the best bowler in the area. I think a lot of those conversations need to be heard. And
I hate getting involved in those best bowler talks because it's so subjective and it's biased.
It is.
There's no real way to determine who's the best because bowling is such a game of luck and opportunity. It's not like any other sport. That's why bowling isn't really classified as a sport. It's too much luck involved. I guess it is. It really is. There's too much luck involved. The perfect shot does not equal the perfect score. That's why I don't ever make the real Olympics. Is because a perfect shot does not equal a perfect score. So, like I said, that's why bowling will never be in the Olympics ever. No matter how many. Nope. No, it ain't gonna do. They've tried to get petitions going. They've appealed before the Olympics committee. The best chance they had was probably.
It's still in the World Games.
That ain't the Olympics. World Games is not like.
It's one step away.
They won't let them in. But they've been running like they go to PadCon every year. They've run, like I said, they bowl against other countries in world events. But even the other countries that tried to get in it, and nope, they shut it down every year because of the outside factors that factor into the game of bowling: lane condition, oil patterns, environment that you can't control, the luck factor. All that is out the window when it comes to all other events. Like that just don't matter. But in bowling it does, and the Olympic Committee has been very clear where they stand for the last however many decades. No, that bowling's not getting in. Belmo led a charge probably 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, trying to get bowling in. Had a huge petition going that went worldwide, global. He was in contact with people on the Olympic Committee to get it in. Like he was personally talking to. That's how far it got. Shut him down. Nope. They had to get a certain number. They told them like the petition had to get a certain number of like votes or whatever, and people to sign it, showing interest, things like that. Yes, we want it on there. Nope, didn't happen.
Oh wow!
So like I said, if the best bowler in the world can't make it happen, yeah, sorry.
It's gonna be a movie about it one day.
yeah. But I mean, I'm a bowler, so I enjoy like talks in the pro shop, and obviously being in the pro shop all the time. So we have discussions, and every time someone comes in and they ask about like matchups between bowlers, and I went, dude, you'd have to run to see who truly is the best. You'd have to bowl like a best of 50. To see a true test of who's. It's not. You can't do a single game because in one game. Anybody can win in one game,
right? And I definitely agree with that.
It's not like I think like in other sports, everything is like a best of seven when it comes to a
Yeah.
finals. You would have to do kind of that same thing, and even then in bowling, dude, I could go lose to someone that I know is way worse than me in a best of seven if it's just not my day, or if the stars aligned and they caught all the breaks for 4 games to win. It's not uncommon. It's not it's not
Mhm.
out to win. But it like in something like in basketball, the
Yeah.
best team is not losing 4 games to a team that is not better than them. It just ain't happening in
No,
any
I can see
sport.
that. Yeah, bowling.
So
Yeah, you hot in bowling, and
yeah, and it
can't
doesn't
hold
really
you.
matter doesn't matter the skill gap between the competitors. If the stars align and you're catching breaks, you're gonna get them, and it ain't a damn thing I can do about it. Uh, so it just is what it is. But I enjoy having the talk about bowling balls and how the game is versus where it came
Right.
from. They're like, yeah, I've been doing it a while, so like I said, it's pretty cool. Talking to some of the older guys will come in and try to talk, and I have to shake my head at some of them because they just you can't. Yeah, I guess they're one of those like they're set in their ways.
Right.
Um,
Right.
you know, this is how I learned it. This is how I do it. This is how it should be forever. Um, and it's also the same people that like have golfed their whole life, and I'm like, you still use wood clubs? They're like, well, no. What's the difference? What's the difference? Golf clubs are allowed to get better and evolve over years. Bowling balls are going to do the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. But yeah, no, yeah, if you want to have a pro shop talk, let me know.
Right.
I'll be happy to sit in
Yeah.
and talk.
Definitely.
Like I said, there's not many people that have been doing it longer than me. So at least not in the Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina area. There's a handful, but not many of them. Like I said, it just if you
Yeah.
look at, I guess, like as a whole, like I said, there's definitely people that have been doing it longer, but there's not near as many.
Right. No, I get what
But
you're saying. I definitely get it because when I started hearing about the history of the areas and names, yeah. Uh, Jacob said that's a good way to say
no,
it.
it's a dude, it's yeah, right. There's a yeah, yeah, it is. Um, but yeah, no, it's Atlanta's been they've been a rich bowling area for a long time. And it's kind of it's a different I guess it just makes sense for Atlanta. Atlanta is known for the underground, and
Yeah.
like you have the underground Atlanta and things like that. So no one from Atlanta really went mainstream like PBA, big time name. But you have a ton of like amateur bowlers that are big on the amateur scene that were really good and action matches and things like that. They're just not a whole lot of people from Georgia that made it like I guess for what we call mainstream, the PBA.
Right, right, right. I know
You
what you
know,
mean. Yeah.
it just didn't happen. But I think it's because, like I said, it just falls into like what Atlanta is as far as at a city, and it's just all the way around. Just the undergrad people bowled, at that amateur level doing their thing, and they were
Not only
happy doing
that,
that.
like Atlanta people don't realize too, it's a melting pot. Like it's a bunch of
Yeah,
it's a big.
yeah.
So not to say that it doesn't have a foundation because it's still built. I think
Hmm.
that's the probably the most unique thing about it is that it has a foundation and it's a melting pot of many of different people
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you this is yeah you can make it here you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Atlanta has some of the best bowlers, that I've ever had the privilege of meeting, that come out of there, uh, and they're well known in that circle out, even outside of Georgia. They're known in a certain you know level of competition,
Mhm.
which is great. You've done enough to get well known that way.
Yep,
Like Tyrone's name come to mind because he bowls everywhere.
everywhere.
Um, he does everything, and he bowls phenomenal everywhere on everything.
Yeah.
But he's one, he never went, tried to go bowl PBA. He never tried to go, that mainstream, I guess, as you call it. I think he could, especially now he's senior. He could compete 100%. But he's just never really tried to do that. Wasn't what he was interested in. And I think that's just kind of where the mindset was for the bulk of the good bowlers in Atlanta. That's just
Right,
where it is.
right.
I
I
remember
agree.
when I was bowling a lot in Atlanta. This was at least a decade ago. Greg Black was bowling everywhere all the time, not
Mhm.
PBA related. It was just if there was a amateur event, action man, whatever, he was in the building. Um, it just is what it is. He just never really tried to pursue and take it any further. I guess the biggest one, and no one really remembers it, but Jason Sterner. He was born and raised just outside of Atlanta, but he's been gone
Mhm.
for 10 years almost. He's been up in New York for the last 7 or so. Like I said, he moved away and never came back. Um, I guess he would be the only one that I can remember for sure out of Atlanta. Uh, yeah, like I said, it's Sterner. It's
DK.
outside of it. I said it's that he was the only one that would be. I said, but now most people, they don't really associate him with Atlanta anymore or Georgia because he's been gone for so long.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so like I said, it just is what it is.
But yeah, it's some good competition out here. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely
it's,
definitely some good bowlers and good bowling that's always going to happen in Georgia, always.
yeah, yeah. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it when you come down here. But that's what I've been trying to tell. Stay dangerous, but they don't. They gon' Hey,
Are y'all going to have that match? Are y'all going to do it?
yeah. We're gonna do that, man. One way or another, they can't run from it. We.
they're they're a good team too. They're competitive. Those
Yeah,
guys they bring a ton of energy. Um
yeah.
which is good. That's fine. Um but they can fill it, but
Oh
they're
yeah.
very
I mean,
competitive. They're competitive in the areas that they are familiar with and they're comfortable. So, if you take them outside of an area that they're not quite as comfortable, you know, things change a little bit. But they got some good bowlers on
I
their
think
teams that can bowl, in more than one location. So
yeah, I think they both. I think they'll do good in the playoffs. I think I think what they won't realize, and I think because, like you said, a lot of people don't travel down here, is like that's nothing new down here. That's nothing new.
right, right.
And I think that's one thing that they're going to be shell shocked about when you making all that noise and it ain't, and we either making it back
Yeah.
and it ain't freezing.
Yeah, well, even if you're making that noise and then you see that it don't affect the other team, what do you do
Yeah,
then? Like that noise is just pointless. Like for
right,
us,
right,
like my team, that noise don't bother us. Like get
right.
loud, we're gonna laugh at you, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep striking. Or if we're not striking, I can promise you it ain't got nothing to do with you talking. You could be dead quiet, and the result's gonna be the same.
Yep.
It just is what it is. So the teams I've found that a lot of people want to try and like match a teams like that noise. I've found that it just in me, and I've done the same thing. I've gone back and forth with people while bowling, especially people that like to talk when they're not bowling. We've
Mhm.
chirped back and forth, but I've found that the best way to combat it is to just bowl, and then
Boom.
if you bowl well, that'll make them stop. They can't say nothing if you're losing. Like
Mhm.
I said, it just is what it is. No one, I've never seen a single person stay loud when they're losing and when they've lost. Never.
Well, we got
Um,
one person, but yeah, that's why I signed him.
yeah, but one person ain't gonna make a difference one way or the other.
Nah, you right about that, but we
I don't
actually
care
got to
how.
go. I gotta feed this little one,
Yeah, man, and
so
yeah,
we definitely gonna have you back. I definitely
yeah.
enjoyed the conversation. You definitely taught me a lot just in this hour that we've been on. That's why I
Yeah.
love having people who's familiar with the area on, so they can give. I just learned about Jason was from out here.
Yeah,
Um,
like I said, he's been gone for so long,
yeah,
people forget about him.
yeah. So I love these conversations because, like I said, I feel like with me really just coming to the area too, I'm not. I think a lot of people forget that I still don't know who everybody is. So as just learning, like I tell a story, like I bowled with Ike Reese. He was a sub on our team, and I didn't realize everything that he's done down here. And a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dang, I was bowling with him and I didn't even realize,
Yeah. Ike's a
you know,
legend.
yeah. So I love hearing stories like this, and I'm definitely gonna have you on more. We're gonna try to get more of the group discussions. I know real quick, everyone. I know we're gonna bring back the mental health show. I have one of my best friends who specializes in mental health and sports. He's going to
Awesome.
come on. I know a lot of people. I saw somebody posted something about that a couple of days ago. So I think that's going to be a dope show. So be on the lookout for that next week.
Awesome. That'll
Yeah,
be real
so
cool.
yeah, because I know a lot of people will be wondering, what can I do, or some people don't even think about it, but I
They've
see
been
it.
dealing. I found that a lot of people they just brush it off as like, um, it's like a norm. Like they don't.
Yeah,
Something's not sitting right with them, or they're just going through some things, and they just push it down and keep trucking forward. Because what do you hear? Like most of the, and I don't mean to keep you longer, but like most, what do you
no,
hear when
yeah,
people say is just keep my head down, keep moving, keep pressing
yeah,
forward. What is that? They keep pressing forward. When people are saying, "Oh, I'm going through it," and what's the first thing somebody replies? "Oh man, just keep pressing forward, dude. Just keep pressing forward."
Mhm.
See, that's not the to me that yes, you
Right.
want to keep pressing forward, you don't want to give up, but like you need to discuss what you got going on.
Get
'Cause
it
like I
out.
said, mental health will eventually affect your physical health. So,
Yes,
um,
yes.
but yeah, no,
It
that's
affects
real. That's
everything.
really cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Your
I say
nutrition, your physical, your moods. Yeah, they could throw off everything. So
yeah.
I definitely
No, I mean your
want to
brain
have,
controls your entire body function. So,
yeah. So I definitely want to have more of those conversations. So, well, thanks again, Nick. Thank you for everyone tuning in. We're gonna, I
yeah.
guess, we'll figure out a way to post both teams in one. So we'll definitely get that posted for y'all. Everyone have a good night.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
Appreciate you again, Nick.
Yes. Hey, yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Take it easy and enjoy your weekend.
You too.